Hello everyone. I'm Frank Lu from AstraZeneca, R&D Shanghai site. Today, I would like to share with you about the law and regulation of laboratory animals in China. Here is the main topics of today, mainly focus on 7 parts. The first is the laboratory animal industry in China. And then in this part, I will talking about the history and some development of laboratory animal industry in China. And then the framework of laboratory animal administration. Followed by following is the relevant laws and regulations in China, and also the JB and quality control in China. In the GB means China. This is a stand for this is the China standards. Means GB is the Chinese pinyin. Also, the laboratory animal using breeding license and microorganism, water, food, bedding, facility parameter. The last part is animal welfare in China. Let's go to the first part. The first part is the laboratory animal industry. The first known appearance of laboratory animals in China is in 1918, when Dr. Chang Qingqi breeding mice from experiment. But until 1982, the first national lice conference take place On October 1988, the laboratory animal administration regulations was released, and on December 1989 and 87, the laboratory animal quality control regulation was released. Based on the statistician of 2008, 700 units engaged in laboratory animal industry, of 300 units are enterprise. Here is the framework of laboratory animal administration. All the laboratory animal industry, everything was administrated by the Ministry of Science and Technology, short for MOST. They are divided into 3 parts. The first is National Quality Center, which is responsibility is animal quality monitoring and control. The second part is the Provincial Ministry of Science and Technology, which is responsible for license issue and renew. The license including the animal use license and breeding license. The last part is the China Association of Laboratory Animal Science, which is responsible for training. The training scientist, the training supervisor, training the animal technician. Here is the relevant laws and regulations in China. They including 3 parts. The first is law and regulation, including the laboratory animal administration, which was issued by MOST, which was mentioned previously. And then the provincial regulation on administration of laboratory animals, which was issued by Provincial People Congress, and laboratory animal quality control, which was issued by 7 administration together. Also, there are provincial regulations including the provincial regulations and guidelines and policies, which was governed by the provincial government. The last one is the JB, which means the standards, including the national standard and the ministerial standard and the provincial standard and the product standard. JB play a very important part role in China, almost including guidance all the everything in the laboratory animals, guide how to do and what to do and to comply with the laws. In 1994, the Chinese State Bureau of Technical Supervision issued a series of national standards, 47 of which apply to laboratory animals. In 2001, revision of those standards increased the number to 83. In 2005, National Technical Committee on Laboratory Animal Science of Standardization and Administration of China was established and set up 93 standards for laboratory animal quality control. Those JB covering 5 areas, including microbiology, genetics, foodstuff, and SPF chicken. In addition, other entities such as the Administration of Medicine and Agriculture have set laboratory animal quality standards, and some of the more developed provinces and cities like Beijing, Shanghai, Guangdong, and Jiangsu impose their own standards, as do some large companies or enterprises for their products. Most substantially issued a guideline detailed criteria for the review of provincial laboratory animal monitoring center. The task of those centers is to employ research on testing quality, train technicians, carry out site inspection, and annual review of a provincial laboratory animal monitoring center, and arbitrate dispute monitoring results. The quality monitoring network comprises 6 national centers covering microbiology, parasitology, genetics, pathology, field lab, environment, and facility, as well as 26 provincial centers in 23 provinces. The next part is about the laboratory animal use breeding license. All the institutes must pay attention to here. This is must be accredited and awaiting a breeder or user license before handling laboratory animal or producing laboratory animal and released products. The subsequent temporary regulation on management of laboratory animal science, most in 2001, details requirements and procedures for license application, review, and supervision. Basically, in China, everybody wants to use laboratory animal use license. Must be get the license. This license was issued by the government and renewed every 5 years, but the government normally randomly inspects the institute annually. License was registered by most and administered by PDSDS, which review the license holder annually through the site visit and report. In the following part, I will generally introduce the requirement of laboratory animal industries in China. The first, I would like to introduction about the microorganism water food bathing requirement. The first is a laboratory animal. Laboratory animal classification based on the microbiology is there's four categories. First is conventional, and then is a clean grade and the SPF grade. Last is a germ-free grade. Mouse and rat for breeding and use must conform to grade 2, 3, and 4. Guinea pig, hamster, and rabbit can be maintained in any of the grade. Dogs and monkey are subject to conventional and SPF grade. Each grade of animal must fulfill the requirement of a national standard. Drinking water. Conventional animal must have drinking water of the same hygiene standard that for human use. Higher grade animals should be supplied with sterilized drinking water. SPF animals breeding in barrier facility get full filtered and purified water from drinking water machine. Diet. According to the regulation, laboratory animal must be fed with certified formula diet. It's forbidden to feed the animal with any milled, wet, bad or polluted field stuff. Vegetables or fruit for animal food must be adequate and fresh. Many companies that produce diet for large animals institutions are required to obtain laboratory animal product supply license. Nutrition. Nutrition standards for laboratory animal nutrition also cover the composition and quality of food for different strain and use, like growth and reproduce, maintenance, and special diet needs. Bedding. The statute stipulates that bedding materials should be treated according to the requirement of different grades of laboratory animal and must be clean, dry, non-toxic, and free of insect and infectious agents and pollutants. The national standard for the laboratory environment states that all types of bedding material should be sterilized with high pressure and all irradiation. Basically, the food, water, and bedding. This I think is the same with with the international standard. In the following, I will spend some time to share with you on the facility parameter requirement. Everybody want to get the animal use license must be compliant with this GB, laboratory animal requirement of environment and housing facility. This GB was is detailed everything on the facility design and the facility requirement. Here are listed some examples. The first is the facility location. Like the distance to people live area, etc. And the general requirement, including the corridor width and the door size, etc. And the support area, quarantine, storage, shower, etc. And also the waste disposal, including liquid, solid, biohazard, and animal carcass. Water food bedding, and animal transportation. Also, the detailed the parameters in animal facility. In this GB, they list the animals like 4 parts. The first is rat, mouse, and then hamster and guinea pig. Dog, rabbit, non-human primates, cat, mini pig, and chicks. Mouse and rat only housed in barrier and isolator. The temperature requirement is 20 to 26. Similar with the barrier and isolator in hamster and guinea pig, but in conventional surroundings, the hamster and guinea pig is 18 to 29. For large animals like a dog, non-human primates, cats, mini pigs, the conventional temperature is 16 to 26, and in barrier and isolator is 20 to 26. For chick is 20 to 26. As the maximum fluctuation of temperature is below 4 degrees centigrade, and the humidity is 40 to 70. For the air change per hour is in general there is over 10 times per hour, but for conventional Hemis and guinea pig and conventional large animals there's 8. For the anemometry or in the cage, that is below 0.2 meters per second. For the pneumonia, there is below 15 ppm. And the pressure, in the pressure for the barrier area, there is 10, but in the isolator and this is 50. For the dish culture, this in barrier is should be smaller than 3 CFU. In isolator is none. Noisy is must be below 60. Lurks in the work area should be over 200, and in the animals, in rodents animals is to 15 to 20, and for large animals 100 to 200. For chicks is 5 to 10. The day-night alternate is 12 and 12. The last part is animal welfare. The guideline on human treatment of laboratory animal is a country-first broad animal welfare regulation, which was issued by MOST in 2006. This guideline requires each institute to establish an ICOOC to oversee and evaluate all aspects of its animal care and use program. In another word, in China, every laboratory animal institute must have the ICOOC. Whatever in pharmaceutical company or academic units. Effective measures should be taken to protect the laboratory animal from injury, hunger, thirsty, discomfortable, fear, disease, and pain. Ensure that they receive the good husbandry and veterinary care in a clean, comfortable environment, have access to foodstuff and water of sufficient quality and quantity to maintain the healthy and perform neutral behavior. The facility and the environment must provide the animal behavior and psychology needs. The pain and distress are particularly focused on the guideline, which call for adherence to the 3 R's during every stage of animal experiment. After the experiment, animals should be euthanized according to the human endpoint principle and the first appearance of such criteria in China policies. Basically, the requirement on the bedding food and microbiology and facility, I think is very similar with international standard. The government has established, over several years, the government has established a series of regulations and standards to ensure the quality of laboratory animals and related activities. And those policies and their implementation have stimulated the development of labs in China. China has been making an effort to achieve international standard for its lab animal facility and research laboratory, and animal aims to be a world-class research center in the near future. Currently, more than 40 Chinese institutions was accredited by ILAC, and more research institutions and pharmaceutical companies around the world looking to China for investment opportunities in animal-related business. This is all I want to say today. Do you have any question?